Well, hello everyone. It's Angela with Mystic Moon, bringing you guys your twin flame blueprint. So the theme is I'll always be by your side. So this is going to be a specific one for those of you that find yourselves connecting to or just are on a twin flame journey. And I do tend to channel for those that are experiencing either a separation or a challenge in your connection. So please keep it in mind and only take what resonates for you. We're going to dive in and see why you and your twin flame came together, what you're supposed to be learning, etc. So down below in the description box, I'm going to put everything that we're going to go into in today's reading, as well as what we're going to cover over on the extended and how to access that particular video. If you guys are having any issues with actually downloading the video or watching it, it could just be a software issue, as in you just need to update the app. I was kind of prompted the other day to update the software, and it said it was no longer going to be compatible. I've gotten a few emails from you guys letting me know that you can't, access the video. And just so you guys know, if that ever happens, if you have any issues with the link, you can always directly email me and I can send you either a PayPal invoice, but if you've already paid, I can send you a direct link to the email. So there's always a solution there, okay? So anyways, you guys, let's just jump right into the reading. All the decks I'm going to be using here today will be listed down below. And today's Orgonite is the beautiful Winter Wonderland Snowflake pyramid created by Michele from Belle's Wing and Belle. So let's get into it. All right, let's see what frequency initially brought you together in this lifetime with your twin flame. So we're actually going to go into a deck that I created called Divine Love Inspiration. So what frequency initially brought you and your twin flame together in this lifetime? What was the frequency? What is the frequency? Let's look at this. What is the frequency? Ooh, we have Way Shower. I love this. So you guys are actually here to inspire one another. It says, Way Shower, you are everything I hope to be. Fantastic. So you guys are actually showing each other the way through your actions, through your healing, through your ascension, basically inspirations for one another in this particular lifetime. So not always do people show you the way through positivity. Sometimes that can be through negative actions, through challenging times with someone, that they will show you the way through in order to work on yourself and in order to heal. So there's definitely that as well. What else? We have self-care. Yeah, I love that. Okay. Because I'm kind of getting that already. It's like, it's not always going to feel positive. There are going to be some aspects of this connection that are going to really prompt you to take care of yourself. It says self-care. Be sure to make time for you too. So if you're dedicating your entire journey and your entire situation to your twin flame, to your counterpart, you're already not only doing yourself a disservice, but the connection a disservice. We need to be empowered within. We need to be empowered, on our like with our own independence within ourselves in order to really empower the connection as a whole. And so that's what we're going to be required to do in this connection. So if you're not taking care of yourself, it may be that you've got a twin that's pulling back. You may have a period of separation to where that self-care can be implemented, to where we can start focusing on ourselves, etc. So let's see what else. We have a shining star. Your spirit is always showing me the way. Yes. So you're a bright shining star. You can see that hand. It is holding a feather. So there is this feeling of, there must have been an angel by my side. Interesting. I'll always be by your side. The song Sade, and I'll probably use that as the intro over on Instagram. There must have been an angel by my side that led me to you. Wow. So beautiful. So this tells me here that you guys were guided by the stars. This is the stars aligned that day when the two of you came together. This is a destined connection. You were fated to meet. However you met. Definitely the stars were shining down on you from above, and it's like your angels and your guides were rooting for this connection, for you to come together to meet. And we also have confidence. I love this. Keep your chin up. Others need you too. This connection is not just going to be about each other. It's going to be about your service to other people, but you have to start with yourself. You may want to give completely to your twin flame, but there will be an element. Your twin flame will show you how to take care of you. And that might be shown to you in an odd way, as in your twin flame pulls away from you. But this is supposed to boost your confidence levels. This is supposed to help you be the better version of you. You're also doing this for your twin. As you step away from your twin, you are allowing them to shine like a bright star, the star that they technically are already, but really stepping into that power, really stepping into that light, really stepping into the areas of self-care and loving themselves and empowering themselves. Oh, these are so incredible. What else? We have vibes. Oh yeah. So the vibes that brought the two of you together, whether it was ideal or not, it was fated. It was absolutely correct. So even if your twin wasn't ready for you and you weren't ready for them, I'm just getting here, it was supposed to be that way. Okay. It was the vibes that brought the two of you together. So let's just say, and I'm just going to put this out there, let's just say you weren't really taking care of you. You might attract your twin at a time in their life where they're not taking care of themselves either. So that's going to be very problematic. You might attract your twin at a time where, your life is in shambles or you're not available. So you might also attract a twin at that time that's also not available. Okay. And it also could be that someone is really in a state where they are ready, where they're feeling really, really high vibes. They're doing really, really well. I just got to get rid of this cord, you guys. And the other twin is not. So it may be that you're finding that someone plugs into you and they're taking your energy and not giving anything back. So you may have to pull away from this twin or vice versa. So that can also be a vibration where the vibration is brought you two together, but it's like lopsided. So there could be a problem right out of the gate with this connection. Someone's taking, someone's giving, and someone's not able to give back or provide for themselves. A lot of deep stuff here. All right, what else? We have admiration. Someone really admires someone. I want to be like you. You are what I hope to be. There's a real inspiration here. So I do feel like one twin either has their life together, they have some things in the works, and someone is really looking at them and admiring them and wanting what they have, but they don't know how to create that for themselves. So I almost feel like somebody got left behind here, and it wasn't out of no love for the other. It may have just been, I need to step away so that way you can find yourself, or I need to step away because I need to find myself. That's what I'm picking up on here. And then we have empower. Yep, that's what it's all about. When you do well, I do well. So there's no point in coming together or trying to make a connection work where there's a bunch of toxic behavior or disempowering energy that's being displayed. We want to be the best versions of ourselves. And so if we're not the best versions of ourselves when we're with our twin flame, then why are we with this person? So I almost feel like there may have needed to be a separation so that way some sort of healing or some sort of vibration could be corrected or balanced out in order for people to come back together at a later time. So that is the energy here. This is the frequency that initially brought the two of you together. You guys were brought together, flawed and all, in order for you to clear and heal to be the best versions of yourself. But I definitely feel like there is a separation that has taken place for a reason. Okay, so this particular deck is called A Journey to the Heart, I think is what it's called. Ooh, yes, I see you, I feel you. When you feel lost, look up. I love that we have that star. Your light guides me out of the darkness. Oh my gosh, your voice vibrates in my soul. Your love caresses my heart when I'm at my lowest. For you and me, for you are me and I am you. There was a reason that I was picking up on that phrase this morning when I was trying to figure out what reading I was going to do. It was, I'll always be by your side. You're like an angel by their side, and they're like an angel by your side, is what I'm picking up on here. So there's a separation here physically only. It's not really energetically a separation. You and your twin flame are always energetically connected. So I see you and I feel you on my journey always. You're always by my side. Wow. So even though you go into a separation, doesn't actually mean there is a separation that is really taking place. And we also have surrender. So there's a mastering of the heart that needs to take place here. It's very key in this connection. So it's talking about surrendering and detaching with love. So we can let go of this need to have our twin flame in our lives, where we love our twin flame, and it would be wonderful if we could, be with our twin flame and have this fantastic, life and this experience. But if it's for some reason is troublesome or challenging or can't happen, we're not going to force it to fit. So there is mastering unconditional love. And unconditional love does not mean that you just let someone treat you like trash over and over and over again. You keep forgiving them and taking them back. Unconditional love means I love me enough to know that this right now, what you're offering, is not good for us. That's unconditional love. Lovingly telling someone no, but still holding love for them in your heart space. That to me is unconditional love. But I'm going to read this. By surrendering to ourself, not our twin, we let go of all things that imprison us. We must unbind our soul from the questions of why, what, when, and how. Once we release the time expectations of togetherness, we find our self-truth and our divine purpose. Beautifully stated, and it's true. So many times on the twin flame journey, we'll hear questions such as, when am I going to come into union? Is this person my twin flame? Et cetera, et cetera. And my answer has always been, what does that matter? What do any of those things matter? It's kind of like, why do we feel like we get the, why do we feel just because we're on this twin flame journey and we're having this twin flame experience that somehow we are a part of the rest of the world, that we actually get to have insight on how and when things are going to happen? We're all here on this planet of our own free will. And so your twin flame's free will, as well as your free will, are going to change things constantly. So it's actually impossible to make an exact prediction of if and when something is going to happen. And sometimes the person that you feel is your twin flame, maybe through time, you're supposed to feel that for a period of time until you come to the conclusion that, maybe this isn't what I thought it was, but it helped you regardless. So there's many things that can happen on this twin flame journey. And so I feel like if we can just surrender all of these expectations and the attachment to this actual person, that this person is the answer to our prayers, or that this is the person that's going to make it all better, and we instead surrender to our own hearts in this experience, that's when we are really, truly on or in alignment with what this journey is all about. Oh, it's so beautiful. All right, let's get one more. We have ascension. Oh, I love this. Yes. So obviously this frequency that brought the two of you together was for ascension purposes. I'm not even going to bother to read this here because that just says it all to me. You guys came together for reasons of ascension, to help each other to grow, to help each other to heal, to really, really accelerate your spiritual growth and understanding while you're here. So I love this message here for you guys. All right, we're going to take a look and see what themes surround your soul contract, okay? So what sort of themes are surrounding your soul contract currently? This is my Cosmic Contracts, the Ties That Bind deck. So what main themes are surrounding your soul contract in this lifetime? Okay, interesting. We have self-centered. Ooh. To me, this is about ego. This is about making this journey about your desires and your attachments that are going to be fulfilling for you, and not really thinking about other people. So I'm going to make everything about myself. I'm going to selfishly attach myself to this idea that I deserve this, or I'm higher and better than everyone else. So there is a little bit of a lesson here on getting out of that self-centered ego energy and mindset, and instead connecting to the universe on this one, connecting to the collective, realizing that it's not just about you and your twin flame. It's about everything being connected at the same exact time. So when we make this life just about ourselves and we're not open or focused on anything else but that and our own selfish needs and desires, we are going to get lost along the way. So that right there is very interesting to me, that is the first card that wants to come through. It is about loving yourself and focusing on yourself and empowering yourself, but not to the degree where it's coming from the ego. Okay? It's not coming from the ego. This would also mean like being a victim, feeling like it's not fair. Why does this always happen to me? That's all about not being able to see the bigger picture of this journey, not being able to see the bigger picture of this contract. It's not just about you and your wounds. It's about so many other things. It's about the collective. It's about coming to this particular, lifetime at this particular junction in time for a reason. There's something about stepping out of your own head and seeing the bigger picture on this journey. That's very interesting. And we have canceled. Ooh, okay. So what main themes are surrounding your soul contract? Being cast out, feeling not good enough, feeling a lot of shame, allowing your shame, or condemning other people and blaming other people for our wounds and our problems. And it doesn't mean that people didn't do shitty things. It just means, why are we letting that be the center of our universe? So it's about connecting to something bigger and greater than yourself. It's not this attachment or this, romanticized connection. It's bigger than that. So there's an opportunity for us to kind of get out of ourselves and connect to a higher purpose, connect to a higher consciousness through this connection. So if you're finding yourself in this circle here, where you're very much focused on your wounds and all the things that your twin flame may have said or done to you, this right here is creating almost like a detachment from source. So there's a big lesson here on not getting caught up in the ego's wounds, not getting caught up in the human experience of this. Wow, big stuff here. And realizing that endings are a part of life. And that's a tough one. It is a tough one to say goodbye. It's a tough one to accept that maybe people don't want what we want at the same time, that nothing feels like on earth that it's going to last forever. Like physical life doesn't last forever, but you know what does? Energy, love, connection. There's no ending to that. So it's like when we're in that ego, we're thinking about the physical attachment. This person's no longer in my life, but actually they are. It's just that they're with you in spirit. So there's this huge lesson and focus on seeing things from this perspective. So it's like stepping out of your human eyes and looking at this connection with your spiritual eyes. It's very, very important in this particular connection. So if you're suffering a lot, Spirit is basically saying you got to take off your human eye goggles and you got to start seeing things from a higher, different perspective. So let's now go into my Twin Flame Journey Oracle, the revised edition. I have a Twin Flame Journey Tarot revised edition coming soon, just so you guys know, that will match this deck perfectly. All right, let's see what else. What else is the theme surrounding your soul contract? Oh, we have settling. Okay. So it's about settling for things that aren't really resonating, settling for crumbs, settling for behavior that just isn't what we want. So there is a part of learning about not shortchanging yourself in this lifetime because you don't want things to end, or, not wanting to be lonely. So we just kind of accept crappy behavior. So it might be that your twin flame or you were not 100% able to show up for each other in this particular, in your connection in the past. And so instead of settling, or instead of just kind of going with the flow and not really pushing for more or pushing for excellence, we just kind of settled. And I just feel like there's something needed to end here. instead of settling, we needed to end this connection. So some of you guys may have really suffered going back and forth with your twin flame because we were settling for behaviors that really weren't serving us, okay? And it might also be that if there were karmic partners, and the only reason I'm saying this is because I flipped this deck up and it's showing me karmic person. If there were karmic partners or even are still karmic partners in this connection, just take that if it resonates for you. People are still settling for less than they deserve because they don't feel good enough. They don't have that confidence. They don't have that level of healthiness within themselves to do anything differently. So this is a process. We have bound. Ooh, yeah, that right here is the devil's energy. Constrained, enslaved, prisoner. No one's actually a prisoner, okay? Even if you were in a prison, your mind really cannot be imprisoned. You can be free in your mind. But there is this amount of making excuses to stay attached to things that are not what we want. So I do feel like there's an element of trying to stay connected to people even though they want to go, or really needing to leave certain situations that aren't really good, but we're staying in them anyways. So that could be you, that could be your twin flame, it could be a little bit of both of you guys. So there seems to be something here that has gotten in the way of this contract. Somebody is afraid to change. Yep, we've got the shadow work here, dark side, ego, uncover. So until we uncover that, until we release ourselves from the constraints of the ego, the lower self, this self-centered crap, this, I'm a victim, everybody's out to get me, I can't do anything, I have to do this, I have to do that. If I leave, then I'm going to feel mass amount of shame. Until that is mastered, we're not going to be free to really experience this connection in a divine way. So both twin flames could be stuck here, or it could be one, but that seems to be preventing either a reconnection or union at this time. Someone is still needing to do that shadow work. All right, so this is my twin flame journey tarot. Yeah, so Four of Swords means people need to heal, they need to take time, they need to withdraw, they need to align themselves on their own. So I just feel like this is telling us that it is a part of your soul theme and contract to be in a separation, to take the time that you need in order to heal. Yep, that right there's the Tower. This connection, however you guys were before, was not meant to last. It was meant to break apart. This is the Tower energy, divine intervention. And it was divinely orchestrated. There could have been certain events that you felt were unfair, or certain things that took place where it was a total shock and devastation to you, but it couldn't move forward in that present state. It wasn't going to be good, and it wasn't going to be good for either one of you had you continued on together. So there needed to be this separation here. And then we've got the Nine of Swords. And somebody could, of course, sabotage this. They could have put their hand in it and destroyed it. And it could be because of their own belief systems. There is some sort of a lack of victim mentality. There's also this lack of self-awareness. There's lack of there's a lot of anxiety around what other people are going to think, or just literally getting caught up in a nightmare situation and not knowing how to get out, being too afraid to change or leave. So a lot of shadow energy, I feel, has prevented you and your twin flame of having a successful connection or union. And so there was a breaking apart of this connection for a reason, and that was to try to get you guys back on track with one another. And so you're in separation. And this is the work that's being done. And karmic people, karmic relationships might be a key role on some of this ascension too. So try not to be upset if there are karmic partners involved. These karmic partners are actually facilitating a lot of growth and healing for the both of you, okay? All right, so now we're going to go into the actual karma and shadow work that you guys wanted to clear up in separation for healing and ascension purposes. So this deck, I think, is called the Shadow Healing deck. Oops, I got a couple of cards that are up right there. All right. What karma and shadow work did you want to clear up while in separation for healing and ascension purposes? Let's see. Oh, we have dishonesty. Don't confuse dishonesty with difference of opinion. Everyone has their own take on the situation, and you are required to respect the differences. Very interesting. Okay. You know, sometimes we look at someone else. I mean, yes, there are the facts. Somebody lies, obviously they lied. That's a fact. You didn't tell me something, that's a lie. And it's not about making excuses, but it's trying to understand where the dishonesty came from. So it's about not taking this dishonesty. Just because someone lied to you doesn't equal they never cared about me. That's not actually what it means. Somebody that's not being able to be honest with you, it's because they don't trust themselves or feel safe or maybe love themselves. It's more about them than it is about you. So I feel like there's an opportunity to heal the shadow by not taking it so personally. We're not saying it's okay. But maybe somebody does not have the tools in order to be honest with you. If they can't even be honest with themselves, how the hell are they going to be honest with you? So there is some sort of an element of a lesson around being honest with yourself. And until you can be honest with yourself, you're not going to be able to be honest with your person. So this is my Spirits of Darkness and Light Divination deck. Oh, love that. Spirit of the Key, solution, wisdom, and spiritual knowledge. So that's the thing. Somebody needs to come to this enlightenment and awareness on their own. It's key for somebody to be honest with themselves before they can be honest with you. So we don't need to take it so personally that maybe our twin lied to us or they weren't forthcoming with information. They've got hangups. They've got work that they need to work on. They have wounds they need to heal. Their wounds are not about you and vice versa. So that's why it's saying here, it's requiring for you to respect the differences between the two of you. They're not going to go about things the way that you would. So it doesn't necessarily make them a bad person. It just means they don't have the tools and vice versa. So this is my Dark Night of the Soul Tarot. What else? You know, I thought the cats were sleeping, but they're not. All right, Four of Cups, Jaded. Okay, so this indicates here that a lot of our experiences in life, we've gotten caught up here, okay? We're not seeing something. There's an enlightenment problem that has taken place. So this is what's taking place right now, is that there's a lot of things that we're learning. We're learning what we want by getting a bunch of things that we don't want. That's actually how we're coming to conclusions. Because the Four of Cups is a card of rejection. As long as we keep rejecting ourselves and lying to ourselves, the more that our lives are just going to spin out of control. But this is also about Spirit is offering some sort of enlightenment to the person that they're handing this cup to. And the person is either going to get it through their awareness and by learning, or they're just going to continuously push it aside and not learn this lesson. So there is some sort of ascension being presented, or an opportunity of enlightenment being presented to each twin flame during this period of separation. And it's coming in the form of what you don't want. So this karmic partner, I will bring out your worst traits. It may be through a lot of issues with other people that you're going to learn what you actually do want in this life. So you're going to have to kiss some toads and frogs before you realize or really value the prince or the queen, if that makes sense. So somebody may have had to go and see that the grass wasn't greener on the other side before they could really, really understand what they had. So this is some required shadow and karma. We also have obscurity. It says, often we overcomplicate situations when the best option is in plain sight, but overlooked as being too easy. Holy smokes. Sometimes, however, it really is as simple as that. And that's just what I got here. Somebody didn't value what they had right in front of them. They had to go out and get some sort of a taste or dose of their own medicine before they could truly understand what they did or understand something about themselves. So I feel like somebody has had their karma handed to them, and that a lot of things have been dark and shadowy in order for someone to really truly understand what they value and what's important to them. We also have the Spirit of Alchemy. So this is about learning new skills. I feel like someone did not have the tools before, and they're gathering the tools now on their journey through all of this karma and all of this shadow that's taking place. Yeah, and it's all about looking in the mirror. I feel like someone has been brought to their spiritual knees. Somebody has been humbled big time here. Somebody actually thought that maybe life was going to be better, or that they were all that in a bag of chips, and it just didn't turn out to be that way. It's a little bit more obscure than that, okay? They got it wrong. And they were supposed to get it wrong because maybe it was the only way that they would truly see something here. And we have unhappiness, and that's just what I'm getting here for this whole just situation. Someone overshot. Somebody thought that they would either experience happiness elsewhere, or that this wasn't what they wanted, or it can't be this good. This is too good to be true. So they passed on this. And I feel like that decision came to bite this person back in the ass, is what I'm getting here. But this is also for the viewer as well. I feel like if you pent up all of your hopes and dreams on this person, and it says searching for contentment is a well-traveled path that can be elusive. The hunt for happiness might not conclude at the destination, but joy can be found during the journey itself. You're probably, since you've been on this journey, you've learned a lot. You've experienced a lot. You've grown a lot. And maybe you've even now been forced to provide your own happiness. So what happened between you and your twin flame, it doesn't actually have to be a miserable, unhappy situation. It's about trying to find the silver lining. It's about trying to find the best of why this happened. Yeah, the silver lining. Duh, that's what it is. I'm trying to explain silver lining. It's easy. So yeah, it's about looking at the glass half full rather than half empty with this one, and just trying to focus on the positives and drawing empowerment and inspiration from what's happened here, and remaining poised throughout the whole situation. This to me is the divine feminine card. It's about the divine feminine that has worked on herself, that is really empowered. She's doing really well. She's not allowing what has happened with her twin flame to ruin her life. She's actually using this as a source of inspiration to live her best life, to get on par with her soul mission and her purpose. That's what she's doing. So she's not going to dwell or drown in the misery and unhappiness of this situation. She's not going to do that. Yeah. And that's because that's a mental trap anyways, which is why we have the Page of Swords. The way that you think, obviously, is going to have a huge impact on the way that you feel. It really is that simple, okay? And it's one where it's in front of our face. We read about the law of attraction, and it's just so simple. It can't be that easy, but it is that easy. It really is. You change your mind, you change your life. And I just feel like there's a real opportunity here through our karma, through our shadow, through learning about what we really truly value and what love and life is all about, through not having it or through experiencing a lot of darkness. So I feel like the masculine in this situation has probably had to go out and learn the hard way. And I feel like the feminine has been kind of left with this feeling unlovable, feeling like she's not good enough, feeling abandoned, hurt, etc. And Indy must agree. So it's like that right there is a mental trap, because you're not unlovable. It's not that you weren't good enough. It's not that this masculine didn't love you or feel love for you. It's just that he couldn't love you at that particular time. He couldn't treat you any differently because he didn't have the correct tools. He couldn't be honest with you because he couldn't be honest with himself. So don't put yourself in that mind trap of you're shit, you're not good enough, you're unlovable. Don't do it to yourself. Because remember, one of the soul contract pieces was canceled. Don't allow someone else's behavior to condemn and shame you and make you feel like you're not good enough. So you are supposed to thrive. You are supposed to, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, survive and keep living your life and keep doing you, divine feminine. When this masculine is ready to level up with you, this is when this contract can really flourish here. But you are meant to remain poised. You are meant to be content on your journey right now with wherever it's at with your twin flame. So I hope that makes sense. That's what we have so far. We're going to go deeper into these messages by taking a look and seeing how did you spiritually awaken your twin flame upon meeting them. Also, what is in their head and heart space? What's it telling them right now about you in this connection? Also, what is your twin flame holding back and what do they long to express to you? And finally, what direction is this connection going to be taking next? So if that sounds interesting to you guys, please join me over on the extended by clicking the link down below in the description box. And thank you guys so much for watching. You take care. Bye-bye.